It's time to re-enter the battlefield, a podcast produced by Playcafe. At your service, my name is Leo, here with Renmar Santa Cruz.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I meant to say what's up, but then hello came out. Hello.
Hello, fellow planeswalkers that may or may not be new to the fold. This is episode 4, and
Wow.
if you're watching directly from the previous episode, you're watching part 2 of Magic Jargon. Last week, we enjoyed talking about letters A to M and the basic color nomenclature.
Yeah.
Is that a term?
Nomenclature.
Nomenclature.
Yeah. Which is really important because most of the time you hear people talk about the colors in those specific terms like Abzan, Mardu, all that.
Esper,
Esper.
Azorius, Boros.
Yeah.
Like they will never say red, white, like not often anymore. So
Yeah.
we hope that you now know a little more about these colors and like the story behind why they're called that. But for this episode, we'll be covering N to Z. And then we'll collate all the comments from the first Magic Jargon episode and this one so we can address it in a future episode. Real quick, if you're interested to join us and play a pod with us or just hang out here at Playcafe, we're located in Upper McKinley Hill along Tuscany in BGC. We're open from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. on the weekdays and then 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. on the weekends. You can reach us via playcafebgc on Facebook. So you can message the page at playcafebgc, ask about events, products, if we're open, if Renmar is here.
I mean, I think the usual answer of that would be no. But I do come here now like once a week, and I'm all the way from QC. Takes
Yeah.
me like an hour or so to get here at most, but I just love coming to Playcafe. I love playing with the people here.
If you ask if I'm here, then maybe half the time they will say yes,
Yeah, he's right there. He's usually upstairs, close to the bathroom. We don't know why.
or playing Beyblade,
Or playing
playing
Beyblade.
Magic, or
Yeah.
he's on the way. So these are the things you can
He's
ask.
on. They'll know if you're on the way to Playcafe.
I don't know, like I sometimes tell staff, like, Sir Jed, I'm on the way. Giga, wait long. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you enjoy the comment, the contents we make, and you sent a comment asking for certain things and we answered it, and you enjoy what we do, like and subscribe, all right? Whether you bumped into us via your weird magic algorithm or from our Beyblade X podcast, 3BP, thank you so much for joining us. So real quick, a caveat about this episode and how we talk about lingo. We will assume that you are either a non-Magic player yet, or you are very new.
Yeah. I mean, there's still stuff here that's very relatable for the very experienced players, but definitely if you just ended up in this video, you're new to Magic the Gathering, or you're just interested in getting into it, then just like the previous episodes that we've had, there's a lot to learn and a lot to pick up. And most importantly, a lot that you can apply in your own games.
Yep. Imagine how cool it would be if you roll up to your group of friends, your pod, like the next week and say, "Oh yeah, I know how to use my outs now," and then they've never heard you use that before.
Say, huh?
Oh,
Just look at you like that.
Look at this big Magic. Look at this big shot Magic player now.
Yeah.
Tapos bubugbugin ka.
Yeah. Because some guy rolled up with what they didn't know to be an extremely powerful deck. That has happened in the past.
We'll cover brackets and other mechanical aspects of Magic in future episodes. But for now, let's get to talking about words, okay? First up, from letters N to Z, non-bow.
I actually don't hear this that often. I'm assuming non-bow or non-bow is that no combo?
Yeah, it's basically an anti-synergy. So some cards in Magic work a certain way or look for certain things, and then you think, oh, this looks good with it. And then later on someone says, oh, yo, that's a non-bow.
Oh, okay. So it's usually just like a comment on a specific card.
Yeah, it
like how goes with
describes
it. Okay.
card combinations or like synergies.
So instead of just straight up saying that's not good, they'll just tell you that's a non-bow. Or maybe the alternative is like the synergy on that isn't that great.
Yes.
Something like that, yeah. What's this next one here? On a stick? I've never heard this.
All right, so when they describe things like, oh, that's a lightning bolt on a stick, which is a Magic card. That's a giant growth on a stick. A counter spell on a stick. It talks about an old card called Isochron Scepter.
Oh.
Most commonly known
okay.
back in the day as stick. So when you say something is on a stick, it means it's a repeatable effect.
All right. Now I know because like I play Isochron Scepter in a deck that I will be playing after this episode on my Urza deck, and I didn't know that was like the actual term for it.
Stick.
Yes, stick. So it's really just stick.
Yep. Or on a stick. But when you're describing something, it's on a stick. But Isochron Scepter is the stick.
Ah, all right. So on the play, on the draw, I assume that is when something is about to happen, like in referral to like the phase of like main phase or like draw phase.
No, this is picking if you go first or second.
Oh.
This is more used in 1v1
1v1,
Magic,
yeah.
like in a pre-release or like a standard showdown or like higher tier level competitions. But yeah, when you roll a dice or nagjakin po kayo and your opponent goes, so, sir, on the play or on the draw.
Okay. So for people who are new to Magic, usually because when you're in 1v1 formats, the first player in the turn doesn't draw.
But they play faster.
But they play faster because you have the advantage of the first turn,
Yep.
and then you can play your card right away.
Yep.
While the second player is the one that, since the other dude got to go first, it's just more fair that he gets to draw.
Yep. So it's called on the play, on the draw.
Yeah, so I'm obviously more of like a multiplayer kind of dude because I actually did not realize it's on the
Yep.
player on the draw. Yeah. So outs. Okay. This next term I only hear when a dude's going crazy with the combo.
Yeah.
And he's looking for the out of his combo. Like, okay, how does your combo end? Because
Yep.
at that point the dude has like what, infinite mana or something.
Yep.
He's just going through his deck.
Yep.
And then a guy in the pod or in the table like, okay, so what's your out? So it's like
Yep.
the combo ender. Is that correct?
It works both ways. When you say out, what are your outs? It's at any point in time your deck's way to get out of that situation. So if you're losing, oh no, I need something to save me. Or if I'm winning, what's my out? How do I actually end the game? So those are your outs.
Okay, so it can be like defensive and offensive.
Correct.
In such a way. All right. So this next term I'm very familiar with, and this is for the gym bros and gym gals out there. Pump. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just you pumping a specific card, usually a creature.
Yep.
In this regard, either you give it what's called a +1/+1 counter, a flying cloud, any kind of counter, or you just make a specific thing stronger. That's pump.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, giant growth, these effects, that's a pump.
Yeah. And hand in hand with that, I feel like and I'm glad that you actually put it beside each other. It's ramp. Mm-hmm.
These are things you like.
Yeah, these are things I really like. As a green
loves.
It's my favorite color. I'll absolutely love it. And it's a term that you'll hear a lot. But I think you could describe it better. Is it because I know there's a whole thing about ramp, but I think you could describe it better.
So ramp is basically just getting up on mana. So last episode we talked about the curve, right? And the curve is like it shows you like what cost your cards are and how many are there of each. But when you ramp, that means you're just going up that curve much faster than everyone else.
Yeah.
So this could come in the form of getting more lands on the battlefield in an unnatural way, like not through the land every turn. It could also be through artifacts that you play, like Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, also known as rocks. We'll just throw it out now. Ramp rocks. When they say mana rocks, it's just artifacts that give you mana.
Yeah.
So that is what ramp means.
Yeah, and this is very linked to green players because cards like Farsi, those are very green. Those are just green.
Rampant growth.
Yeah, rampant growth.
I think that's the etymology of that term. Besides ramping up a curve, it's rampant growth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And I wanted to ask you this. It's like, since you started playing Magic, when you heard about ramp, as early as back then, were people already telling you that ramp is because like maybe linked to rampant growth?
Yeah, I just assumed, I can't tell you now which came first. The fact that rampant growth was a card, or that I saw it as a visual image in my head of, I'm just ramping up, I just get more lands.
Yeah.
But this next word that we will talk about is a specific way black does it and red. Black and red do this very well. It's their own little way of ramping. It's called ritual.
Yeah. So ritual, okay. Does ritual mean you have to like spend your own resource to get benefit from it?
By resources you mean cards? Yes. Because these are based on cards that literally have the name ritual on it. All the way back from the beginning of Magic, Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
Play one black, play a card, it gives you 3 mana back. So you net 2.
Yeah.
Pyretic Ritual kind of does the same thing, but for red.
Yeah. So I think these are staples in a lot of decks, especially Dark Ritual. Almost every black deck will have a Dark Ritual in it.
It's a cheap way, but a non-sustainable way. It's just a sudden surge of mana that you have to use now.
Yeah.
It's different from actual ramp, but it's kind of their color's way to do it.
Yeah, considering that the black plays, again, from the previous episode, it plays a lot with like getting things by any means necessary as fast as possible. This one doesn't really have a cost other than 1 black mana. And then you benefit a lot, so it's a powerful card. And yeah, Dark Ritual, if you're planning to get into MTG and you want to play the black color, put Dark Ritual in any of your black decks. You will not be making a mistake.
No regrets.
No regrets at all.
No regrets.
Yeah. So rule 0, I mean, hear this a lot as a commander player.
Oh,
Because
it's a commander only term.
it's really just a commander only term. So in commander and multiple formats, there's what's called a ban list of cards. So certain cards that you really cannot play, even if it's just like a casual pod. But for casual pods, maybe they're willing to bend the rules a little bit,
Yep.
or have absolutely no rules at all and just have fun with it.
Yep. The etymology of this is basically there are rules to a game, right?
Yeah.
And they usually show up as a list of rules. Rule 1, Rule 2, Rule 3, Rule 4. But when you say Rule 0, essentially what it means is talk about it.
Yeah.
Bring it up. Okay, can I do this? I know that this is not allowed. I know that somewhere down the rule book, like rule number 9 or 10, it says I can't do this. But I'm going to ask now, can I try this? That's Rule 0.
Yeah, and it doesn't always have to be Rule 0 also. Like for most casual games that you're going to be playing in your local game store or here in Playcafe, a lot of people are very nice enough to like, maybe even if you say, hey, I could have done this in my turn, but I didn't realize it. People are willing to like retroactively just go back to your turn real quick if it
Yep.
won't affect the board too much.
Yep.
So never be shy or hesitant to ask your table if you could just go back on something a little bit, because it's part of the game.
Yep. As long as it's not a tournament, you can Rule 0. Again, takey backsies.
Yeah, takesy backsies.
Takes you backsies, you know, it's like, can I redo that? And again, you can bring that up before the game even starts, before the first rule of the game comes into play, and say, I'm pretty new, or this deck is new.
Yeah.
Can y'all be a little more open with my takey backsies?
Yeah,
So-
and in line with that, since we're in our retro, so if you hear someone say, "Hey, can I retro this?"
Yeah.
That's because they just want to take back something or revisit something from a previous turn already that happened. Now, this I like. Because, I also have like a couple of black decks. It's sack or sack outlet. Sack is actually short for sacrifice.
Yep.
So the black color in Magic the Gathering does play a lot with sacrifice mechanics.
Yep.
Sacrifice your own thing to benefit out of it. But you can't just say, hey, I have this card, I will sacrifice it. You need a card that will allow you to sacrifice it. That's your sack outlet.
Yep. Basically, sacking is a mechanic mostly seen in black, but most any color or most decks have a way to sack things, and you might throw up a huge eyebrow or like look confused when someone says, "Hey, you gotta sack that," or "Why are you sacking that?" Like, what do you mean? It's just short for sacrifice.
Yeah.
So that might be something that comes up very often.
Yeah. The next one here that we have on our list is shock, and this is more. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's more commonly linked with like the shock lands.
Yep. Because the main source of this term is card shock. It's an instant red. Deal 2 damage to anything. Instant speed.
Oh, that's why it's called.
That's why it's called a shock land. So there's a cycle of lands that were originally released in the original Ravnica that are dual lands. They have both basic land types, and they tap for either of those colors, but they come into play tapped unless you shock yourself.
Yeah. So lose 2 health, and then you can play it untapped, which I think generally, if you have a shock land, and why you'll find out the more you play Magic the Gathering, shock lands are very lucrative.
Yeah.
Majority of decks
Very
that
good.
have multicolors wants a shock land in there.
Yeah.
That's just really quick. This one I think you definitely can explain better, because as far as I know, stacks is mainly just linked to like slower gameplay. Because
Yes.
those cards either, most of the time, if they're not slowing down the opponent of the guy who has stacks, it's slowing down just the entire board, even him.
Yep.
or
The
her.
etymology of this term, stacks, comes from a card, smokestacks. And basically the deck that was built around it at the time it came out, or when it was popular, this is way before Commander was a big thing. It was a slow deck. Again, you're right. It's all about slowing things down. It's all about adding taxes or adding penalties to things to disallow or slow down certain game actions. And basically when someone says, I'm playing stacks, or yo, that's stacks, they're just referring to a class of cards or a type of deck that slows it down. Not just for itself, but for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a 4-letter word, which it literally is.
Yeah, it's the thing with stacks. It's a really broad term. It's anything that, as you mentioned, taxes. By that meaning, your opponent's cards, or even the guy who played the stacks card, his cards are more expensive by
Or
at least like 1 mana.
They make things more
or
expensive,
they make things more
artificially.
expensive. Yeah, even if like there are cards that allow you to, if an opponent wants to attack you, they also still have to pay.
Yeah, again,
That's also stacks.
it's extra payments on things that,
Yeah.
that weren't there prior. So be careful when you hear the word stacks, or when you play against it. At least now you can describe what it is. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I played against this deck that made me pay things, or like made me stop playing my cards. that stacks.
Yeah. One thing I've been learning the more I play in like LGSs is that people nowadays would be saying, I'm playing stacks though. Is that okay? Like
Yeah.
the stacks player, because stacks players know how it
Yep.
affects the board.
That is an exact example of Rule Zero.
Yeah.
They mention it even before the game starts because they know that even if it's not in the actual rules that you can't play it, they have to talk about it.
Yeah, there's a whole social contract with the commander format in Magic the Gathering, and yeah, really just talk with the people in your shop. That does a lot.
Yep.
This next term is something I say a lot.
Yes.
And that's why I want to play this. So this lady right here, I'll explain this card a little bit
It's
later
Miss
on.
Bumbleflower
That's Miss
from
Bumbleflower.
Bloomborough.
Bloomborough. So in every game of Commander, there's at least going to be one guy at multiple phases of the game that is the threat. Meaning at that time, they are in the front running to win the game. If you don't stop them, they're just going to keep going up, and next thing you know, you can't stop them anymore. Because that happens a lot in Commander. There's a lot of really fantastic interactions where if it's not interacted with, then it's just going to run away with the whole game.
If they don't get answered.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the yin and yang, the red light, green light, the threat, and the answer. Or the solution, I don't know.
Or the solution, yeah. So pretty much it's, if anyone in the table saying, hey, that person's the threat.
Or
look at the
that
board.
card is a threat.
Or that card, it doesn't have to be a player. Sometimes it's just one specific card.
Or a set of cards.
Or a set of cards. That's funny how this came right after stacks.
Yeah.
Because when you're going up against stacks X, there's just a lot of threats that need to be answered right
Or
away.
they are the threat.
Yeah, or they are the threat themselves. This next term, I am very closely linked to. You would know that.
Yep.
Despite me playing a very good amount of lands, I just can't seem to hit my lands, and I want to top deck my lands. Or, most importantly, maybe I already blew out all of my cards in my hand, and next thing you know, I'm just playing straight from the top of my deck.
Yep.
That's what top deck is more usually linked with.
Yep. You're literally just playing off the top of your deck. So I top decked this,
Yeah.
or I'm just top decking, y'all.
Yeah.
Because again, it doesn't even have to mean that your hand is empty. It just means there's nothing in my hand I can use.
Yeah.
I'm top decking right now.
Yeah, and the only thing that they can play and that they need to play is right on the top of their deck. So, one thing I could say is, if someone in your table is top decking, they're probably not a threat right now. That means, like, just don't look at them. Give them a moment to catch up. Right?
So you see how some of the terms link up.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were not a Magic player and you heard these words in succession, like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. So even if, like, let's say a dude who's top decking has a pretty respectable looking board, but they're top decking, him or her might take a while, maybe even a long while, to actually get to a comfortable spot to win the game. So they won't be a threat just yet.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind.
They're basically down on their luck,
Yeah.
one could say.
This next term is something I got more familiar with because I made an Edgar Markov vampire deck. It's Tribal, Typal, and Kindred. Now, Tribal is what I hear a lot more of.
Yep.
Because essentially it's usually there are decks that have a specific creature type
Yep.
linked with it, whether it's vampires or because of Bloomborough it can get as crazy as like squirrels or
Mouse.
rats,
Mice,
they have rats?
rabbits,
yeah,
lizards,
so
elves,
if a deck
zombies.
or there's so many tribals, it's not just animals. So if there's a deck that's looking at specific creature type, that's tribal. But is Typal Kindred a little bit more specific?
Yeah, so Kindred is the actual mechanical name in Magic. Because there are some cards that say Kindred Sorcery, Kindred Enchantment. These are super types that give that creature type to the enchantment or to the whatever that make them part of that class. So that's literally a mechanical thing, Kindred. It used to be tribal, that's why we listed it out. Because there used to be tribal sorceries or tribal enchantments. But recently, the word tribal has some negative connotations to it.
Oh, really?
So that's why people started to train themselves to say, oh, that's Typal. This is a Typal vampire deck.
Oh,
And
I
then,
did not know that.
Since, tribal became kindred, oh, this is a elf kindred deck.
Ah, okay. So yeah, if you hear anyone use those terms,
It's interchangeable.
It's interchangeable.
Yeah.
But now more people are using Typal and Kindred or trying to slowly adjust to it.
Yeah, it's basically, for those who play MOBAs, they still call mid laners pos 4.
Yeah.
They still call tanks pos 5.
Yeah.
That's what tribal is like. It's just so ingrained.
Ah, okay. Now you're gonna have to explain this. I've never heard this before. What's Tuck?
Oh, talk. All right.
Yeah.
So when you started playing, my friend, talk had already long been removed from the game.
Oh.
So before, currently, let's just put it into current terms, context. If I get rid of your commander, put it back into your hand, shuffle it into your deck, kill it, whatever, you can do what? Where does it go?
In the deck? Just hidden?
No, now. If I kill your commander.
Oh, graveyard.
No. Where does it go?
Sorry, command zone.
Correct.
Command zone.
You
Right.
always have the option to throw it in the command zone.
Yeah.
But in the past, in the early days of Commander and up to a certain point before the golden age of Commander, let's say, you can actually tuck a commander. You can put it into their opponent's deck, into the deck. As in, mawawala yung commander mo, dude. Like, you were gonna, like, as in, if it says shuffle target commander into its owner's deck.
Then it's just gonna be there. You had no choice to put it in the command zone.
The only ways it could have been thrown back into command zone if it died,
Yeah.
or got exiled.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So
those are like the early days rules.
yeah, I think they changed it like in the past half a decade or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, cards like Spell Crumple say counter target spell. If a spell is countered this way, put it under its owner's deck.
Oh.
So like imagine Miss Flower going into the bottom of its deck.
I will cry.
A lot of people apparently did in the early days,
Yeah.
and that's why they changed the rule. And now it's simplified. I like it.
And I would imagine the early days of Commander had a lot of cards that sent specific cards into the deck, right?
Yep, that's why the term existed. Until today, there are still some cards that talk cards. Like there's a board wipe in white called Terminus, wherein it's a mass talk
Oh, like all the cards just go into the deck.
into the bottom of the deck. All the creatures.
Oh, you don't even shuffle it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
crazy.
again,
That's
this
crazy.
denies graveyard strategies. This denies ease of access. So it's almost a more permanent way of removing next to exile.
Oh.
So tuck.
Okay, so that's something you won't hear, but at least now you're more familiar with the history.
Yeah.
And hey,
It still shows up. It still shows up every now and then.
what if you and your pod wants to play like a Rule Zero game or readjust it a bit? So it's like, hey, you guys want to make it so that we can tuck? You know?
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like
You can't
that.
say it like that?
Don't
What?
say it like that.
Why not? I wouldn't mind tucking with you and,
More
and
people-
tucking with everyone here.
People are more likely to say no.
No, okay. All right, I'll remember that. And another term you should remember is tutor. That's something
Yep.
that you'll definitely hear a lot.
Yes.
Because it is one of the most powerful things that you can do in Magic, which is essentially it allows you to look into your library for a specific card.
Yep.
That will either go to your graveyard, to your hand, or the most powerful version of it straight to the battlefield in play.
Yep, that is a combination of tutor and cheating in. You remember, we talked about cheating in last week. But yeah, this comes from literally a card named Demonic Tutor, which is again, search your deck for any card, put it in your hand. Or Vampiric Tutor, search for any card, put it on top of your deck.
Yep.
So it's about searching for cards and having access to them.
Yeah. So that's why, like, if you're probably gonna start playing Commander with, or actually just anything, people will usually go, by the way, this is a tutor. Do you want to respond to this?
Yeah.
Because most of the times people know exactly what they're looking for. It's a specific thing that they need to really get their game going, or maybe even win the game.
That's right. Or sometimes you can even tutor for answers. It's like somebody tutors for the combo, I will tutor for the answer.
Yeah.
So you know what that means when they say tutor.
Yeah, and it's usually just like good manners now. I think like to ask like, hey, I'm gonna tutor it. Do you have a response, or does anyone have a response? Because it's just really that powerful.
Or if you're playing in a certain bracket, we'll cover this more in detail in a future episode. Oh, this deck plays like a bunch of tutors. Is that okay? I'm gonna be shuffling my deck and searching through it like a lot. Again, Rule Zero, talk about it.
Yeah. So I feel like this next term, Voltron, goes hand in hand with Pump. Is Voltron just pump? Pump? Is Voltron just pump?
Okay.
But faster?
No, Voltron is a subclass of decks mainly seen in Commander. So you know Voltron, right? That robot that is combined by these little lion robots.
Yeah.
We map.
To get really strong.
Yep. So Voltron is a commander strategy or commander deck archetype wherein most times your commander is who you strap things on, like enchantments, artifacts, or again, pumps. I put like 13 counters on my dude, swing, double strike, you're dead.
Yeah.
So that is what Voltron is. It's I think mainly a commander thing, like commander or brawl. If you know that format, that's where you can do Voltron because of the whole concept of commander damage.
Yeah. So for the newer players as well, if you know that there's someone who says in the table, hey, I'm playing, this is going to be a Voltron deck, this is Voltron, maybe look to remove their commander or the things that are empowering the commander as
Yes.
soon as you can.
Yes, know that it's coming from one source. Know that that thing is the threat.
Yeah, Voltron can get crazy really fast if left unchecked. Now, this one I'm also very familiar with. Weenies.
It's the opposite of Voltron.
It's the opposite of Voltron because instead of empowering just one dude, it's you want a wider board. This is what we're talking about before going tall, going wide. Wide is just you just have a bunch of little dudes or cats or squirrels, whatever. They're usually even tokens that come out and they just make you look like a threat because hey, a wider board is threatening.
But it's a wide board of weenies.
Yeah.
Little things like 1-1s, 2-1s, 2-2s. You go past 3 or 4, you can. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
So the tinier the better, the more accurate to call them weenies.
Yeah. But you can even make weenies even stronger because a lot of cards in weenie strategies will be like, hey, this is if it's less than this power, it gets stronger. You can draw or
Again,
stuff like that.
we talked about this too. Anthems.
Yeah.
Anthems do well in weenie decks, but that's what a weenie is.
Yeah. All right. Since these two are very closely linked to a specific card, I think you could very much better describe Wheel and Windfall.
Yep, this is our last term for the alphabet because I can't think of Magic terms that end with Y or Z that are essential to your Magic experience. Unless you guys have something, put it in the comments below. Magic jargon starts with Y or Z. Wheel and Windfall. So these are mechanics or things in Magic that literally come from cards with that name. So Wheel of Fortune, and Windfall. Card called Windfall. So basically what Wheel says is all players discard their hands, all players draw 7.
Yep. So it's like a little reset because you're just resetting everyone's hands.
Yep.
Whatever strategy they had changes.
Just brah. And then Windfall is kind of similar, but in blue. And what it says is everyone discards their hand. The number of cards discarded the most this way is the number of cards everyone draws.
Oh, so for example, if someone plays Windfall and one dude in the table has say 20 cards,
Woo, yes.
everyone draws 20.
Everyone just win.
That's wild.
Yeah, so they have that shared, we all discard and we all draw mechanic, and that's why we lump them together in this W word, Wheel and Windfall. So this happens a lot. Like there are dozens of cards that do this, not just in red or blue, sometimes in black. I don't think it happens in white or green, but it's something that you see often. And sometimes it's something you'll wish, like, oh, I wish I had a wheel right now.
Yeah. So if someone's gonna, if someone says they're gonna wheel, usually I take it because it's fun. It makes things more interesting.
You see more cards.
Yeah, because usually wheel players would also warn the table, hey, does anyone need draw or need a hand? Because I want to play wheel. And I usually say yes because it's fun. And even Windfall, because sometimes if it's not a board wipe, presets like that are fun. Board wipes are not fun.
Yeah.
Especially for me, I don't like board
Yeah, so let the deck dictate what's coming next.
Yeah.
I'm going to wheel your board wipe away, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think now it's time to wheel this segment
Whoa!
because we're going to go to the next one.
1 minute, 1 deck. Last week, Renmar and I talked about his Iggs deck and my Miles Morales Heroes or Legends deck, respectively. How about I go first this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Please do.
so I got another deck coming. Please.
I'll hold the mic for you.
All right, please press start and let me know when we're ready.
3, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
This is one of my oldest decks. It's a bracket 3 Voltron deck led by Cassandra Eaglebearer from Assassin's Creed Universes Beyond. So basically, if you read her, she pulls out the Spear of Leonidas. So in-game, you know what this does. It's her weapon, and she interacts well with legendary artifacts, legendary equipment. And what I do is, I like to get legendaries like Hammer of Nazan, Tenza, like cheap Godo's Maul, the Reaver Cleaver, and Ember Cleave on her or other creatures with equipment value like Pure Steel Paladin, and then just draw up. It's more of a mid-range Voltron, but not all-in kind of strat that has interaction like Bolt Bend, Untimely Malfunction, and the Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, like all of that. And it allows for me to just see a lot of my deck and to act like an honest control or mid-range aggro deck. And I just have fun. Like nobody feels bad when they play against Cassandra.
All right, that's 1 minute. And that's actually true. Like, I played against the Cassandra deck. It was quite, obviously I had to interact with it. The table had to interact with it. But I like that even without Cassandra, I could see that you could just equip it to someone else.
Yes.
So it isn't super dependent on the commander being
Yes.
there.
And for a red-white deck, it can draw a good amount of cards. Like,
Yeah.
it's not all in on Cassandra, but with her, really gets the oils and the gears going.
Yeah.
Are you ready, sir?
I am ready. I'm ready. All right,
Okay.
let's go.
Renmar here is going to be talking about his Miss Bumbleflower deck. Minute on the clock, and
Alright, so for you to understand Miss Bumbleflower, I have to read her card. Whenever you cast a spell, target opponent draws a card. And I put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. It gains flying until end of turn. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, I draw 2 cards. Beyond that, I can still keep drawing if ever I cast a spell, and while I'm also giving cards. So that's what's usually called like a group hug deck. But this isn't really that group hug, because I took out a lot of the things that allow it to give cards, except that I'm looking now more for things to benefit, because I've turned it into a deck that relies a lot on +1/+1 counters. So I have a lot of cards that give me good things, but also +1/+1 counters. Tender Wild Guide adds 1 mana of any color, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Wizard class, make sure I have no maximum hand size. I like how Socrates is in here, but I'll just put up the card there, put it up, Socrates, it goes very well. And of course, Smothering Tithe, so that if ever an opponent draws a card, I get a creature token. So I give people draws, but I also get stuff in return.
simple is fun. That's a minute for you. Simple is fun. I've seen Bumbleflower built so many different ways.
Yeah.
But when you do it this way, when you just like, I like counters, I like drawing, you're gonna draw 2, so I'm gonna use that. Like, you're basically using the whole cow. Like,
Yeah.
like just put it at that. Like, you're using the whole cow.
Or the whole rabbit.
the
in
whole
this regard,
rabbit.
because she is a rabbit.
The whole rabbit.
Oh, by the way, if you think about playing Miss Bumbleflower, you are a threat. Because people have understood that Miss Bumbleflower
Yeah.
cannot be allowed to, start going crazy. Because on average, Miss Bumbleflower decks have an average mana cost below 3.
Very fast.
It's very fast.
They
Like-
spew out so many spells.
Yeah, my average mana cost for Bumbleflower is like 2.5, 2.6. So I'm always constantly doing something in turns, making sure I get counters. So it's crazy.
Very good. When she originally came out, people looked at her more as, again, as you mentioned, a group hug deck.
Yeah, it's like, hey, fun for everyone.
Yeah, but the more people figured out how to use the whole rabbit,
Yeah.
it just degenerated into this, counters deck or this value deck. Very fun. Looking forward to play against it tonight. We're about to wrap up this episode of Enter the Battlefield. Real quick, we appreciate you guys liking the Facebook page. It's definitely gone up in the past week. So thank you so much for liking us and following us on all these social media platforms. At playcafebgc, mainly on Facebook. So go ahead, that's where we can chat with you guys more often. Or visit the website, playcafeph.com. You can pre-order things, check for singles, and see what's coming down the pipeline. Again, that's playcafeph.com. We also have a couple of MTG events coming up, like within a week from now.
Okay, these are massive, because the next
Huge.
one coming up is the pre-release event for the Magic the Gathering Avatar set.
The Last Airbender. Avatar The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender, yeah. There's no references to like Korra or any of the other. It's just The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
But of course, it also really harkens back to the history
Yeah.
of Avatar.
Or not to be confused with James Cameron's Avatar. No tall blue people here.
Is there a tall blue person in? No, there isn't.
James Cameron's Avatar.
No, I'm thinking if there's a tall blue person in Avatar
Not
The
a-
Last Airbender. No, there's no. Yeah.
No Navi. No.
Yeah, there are tall water benders, but very different things. Yeah. When's that gonna be?
This is running from the 14th to the 16th of November. So make a date out of it. Again, that's a Friday to Sunday stretch. November 14, November 16. Join us for the pre-release. And then release weekend is the very next weekend. It starts on the 21st.
Yeah.
So there's a slew of events that cover all of that if you want to get your hands on Avatar.
Yeah, and if you really want to get into Magic, I would really suggest you go to a pre-release event with a friend who's a little bit more experienced, who can show you the ropes, and don't be afraid, because a lot of people during PRs are more than happy to even help you out. And if you just raise your hand, someone in the shop will be like, hey, do you need help or suggestions? Crafting your deck on the spot, your 40-card deck for this PR, people will be more than happy to help you.
That's going to happen, again, the weekend of the 14th to the 16th. And we got something to share with you guys for Down the Wire. We're talking about December. On the 6th of December, we have Magic Academy.
Oh.
It's a learn to play event. Come on down. We start at 10 a.m. Again, December 6th. 6th. Is that right? December 6th.
Yeah.
Come on down, learn to play here at Play Cafe. In addition to that, we'll just put up this run of events for this week.
Schedule.
There it is.
It's on your screen.
Check it out. We have events
there.
for, again, Magic multiple times a week, Duel, CEDH, Bracket 3, Bracket 2, all that. Pokemon, Lorcana, Unmatched, and of course Beyblade X. We run it multiple times a week too. Yeah, we hope to see you here.
Yeah. See you around. Maybe you might even catch Dan here playing Beyblade and Magic at the same time.
That sometimes happens.
Yeah.
When I'm not working.
Yeah.
I can make that work. But yeah, on behalf of Renmar, it's been an honor to again have shared with you guys our little takes on Magic Jargon. We will see you in the next episode of Enter the Battlefield. Come on down to Playcafe. You know where we are. You know what time we open. You know where to find us online. See you there.